and in some places, good morning. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Matthew Tolyard, and I am an expert TEFL recruitment coach. I am in proud partnership with Premier TEFL, and I am very excited to introduce my mini little webinar to introduce my up-and-coming coaching session. So today we are going to be having a look at, first of all, the China ban. We are going to have a little look at the market as such, but most importantly, we are going to have a look at you taking the next steps in your ESL journey on how to become an online English teacher. So let me start off by saying that yes, the China ban has affected us all, but in my honest opinion, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and there's not much we can really do about it. Yes, it has left our market saturated with experienced ESL teachers out there, but then the opposite is also true, that there are students out there who will now be looking for tutors to tutor them English. So like I say, it's not all doom and gloom. It's not all, oh wow, what now? Is this the end? This is actually a fantastic opportunity for you as an ESL teacher to step up and grab the opportunity and make a life-changing decision. So yes, now the job market is out there. It has opened up a doorway to other countries. We can start having a look at Vietnam, Korea, we can have a look at India, we can have a look at the Philippines. There is still a very, very big market out there that does require us as ESL teachers. So like I said, the market out there is to be treated the same as always. A question I would like to pose to you this evening is, how many times have you told yourself that you cannot do something? You've sat there in pure frustration and said to yourself, I cannot. Stop and think for a moment that maybe it's not the fact that you cannot, it's the fact that you don't know how. And this is the key to my coaching sessions, is knowledge is power. Walking into something with absolute confidence, knowing that your resume, your introduction video is absolutely 100% up to scratch, and you know you are going to make that perfect first impression. So let us start with having a look at your resume. Your resume is a short introduction to yourself. Think of it as a trailer to your movie. You want to make it clear, concise, and you want to make it stand out to highlight every single little thing that will make you a brilliant online English teacher. So yes, it is fundamentally important to pay attention to the small little detail of your resume, taking time, looking at it. And as a recruitment coach, this is what I will be offering in my up-and-coming coaching Power Hour course, is how to take your resume, turn it from a 5 or 6 page document into a 2-page concise bomb that is going to blow the employer's mind and tell them exactly what they need to know about you. Now, the second fact, once you have done your resume, you're asking yourself, my introduction video, I have watched the YouTube videos, I have Googled endlessly and come up with tons and tons of information. How do I make my intro video stand out? What do I put in my intro video? Again, this is something I work through in my up-and-coming coaching course, step by step, to make your second little ESL bomb of your introduction video. What exact information to put in there, how to approach it, what you will need, the physical setup, and this will give you the opportunity to truly shine and become that teacher and have the confidence to know that your introduction video is absolutely going to blow your employer's mind. So now you're thinking to yourself, this is very interesting. You never knew really that a resume and an introduction video could actually be two of the most powerful tools you have in applying for an online English position. Now, think to yourself again, knowledge is power. When I started out many years ago in the online teaching industry, I made fundamental core issues with my resume, with my introduction video. I applied to countless companies and I never even got an email in return as acknowledgement. And I was wondering why, what was I doing wrong? Until someone stepped in and said to me, this is how it's done. And that boils back down to my point. Knowledge is power. To know what you're doing will give you that edge and give you that confidence to take that step. So, if we're thinking now along the lines of an ever-growing market with a lot of experienced, a lot of qualified, certified teachers out there, you need to make sure that your resume, your introduction video is absolutely 100% up to scratch, and it's going to elevate you to the top candidates to get you that teaching position. So, as I mentioned, this is what I will be going over in my Power Hour coaching session with Premier TEFL, is how to have a look at those two dynamic keys that could make the difference for you. Another point I would like to just put out there is that an online teaching position is in actual fact a career. If done in the right way, you can do it two ways. You can have it as a part-time bringing in an income, or you can sit back and say, wow, this is my opportunity to make a full-time career out of this. And this is a point I'd like to make in terms of considering this. Be professional in what you do. Treat your introduction video, treat your resume, treat your interview and demo lesson as professionally as you would treat any other job opportunity. I have a lot of candidates out there who have said, oh, it's just an online teaching position. It's just an intro video. It's just a resume. I am here to tell you, no, it's not. In an industry where your future employers actually won't have the opportunity to meet you face to face, these are the aspects that are going to make the difference. Being professional in your resume, being professional in your introduction video, and taking an absolute professional approach in replying to the emails, in showing up to the interviews, and how to handle your demo lessons. So there we go. So that is something to ponder. Remember, this is the first step to the most brilliant journey you will ever take in making a career decision. So be confident, knowledge is power, be professional, and believe in yourself. Those are the key aspects that I will be covering over there. So the third point this evening that I would like to make is, once you have considered the resume, you have considered the introduction video, we come across to the interview and the demonstration lesson. Again, this is covered in my Power Hour coaching session with Premier TEFL. Now, the demonstration lesson is of utmost importance. This, in essence, ties up with what you have learned in TEFL. And here I cover the key aspects of applying what you have learned and teaching you exactly what the companies expect of you in this demonstration video. With the markets going and changing as they are, companies have upped the benchmark a little bit, have raised the bar in terms of what they expect from you in these demonstration lessons. And these lessons are not to be taken lightly, because at the end of the day, this is the perfect opportunity to prove what kind of a teacher you will be in the actual classroom. So companies do not want to hear excuses like, next week I will have my internet connection, or next time I will have my headset ready. These are very, very unprofessional ways to get yourself across. Treat your demo lesson with the same confidence and the same professionalism and the same enthusiasm that you would if you were actually going to teach in a classroom. Then once that is complete, you will be having a look at your interview. The interview, once again, is of utmost importance. This is a key opportunity to highlight not only your skills, but to highlight how you can apply those skills and why you will make a brilliant online English teacher. So these are tips, tricks, advice, do's and don'ts on how to start your journey once you have completed your TEFL certificate. So I will be covering this in much more detail in my Power Hour coaching session. But before I open up to any questions, I want to leave you with one small little detail that I would like you to take home and think about. At the end of the day, you must ask yourself, do I want a teaching position or do I want to change my life completely? Do I want to step up? And this is an element that I do include in the coaching of confidence. Remember out there, when you apply for a job, you're thinking to yourself, I really do need an extra income or I really do need a full income. You've made that decision already. Put that decision aside and say to yourself, this company would be fortunate to have me as a teacher. Use that strong, confident mentality that you are the best at what you do. You've worked hard in your TEFL. You've done a brilliant resume. You made a killer introduction video. You rocked the demo lesson. And now in the interview, you are going to put the cherry on the cake. And you are going to walk out with a smile. And you are going to walk out exuding energy and confidence. So there we go. This is just a little sneak peek into what I will be offering in my Maths Power Hour coaching session with Premier TEFL. What I would like to do now is I'd like to open up to you guys and ask, more than welcome to leave a question in the comments and I will be more than happy to answer them for you. There we go. So guys, don't be shy out there. Leave a question. I know that some of the questions that I do come across in my coaching quite often is the question of the TEFL certificate. You do know that we get a level 3 and we get a level 5. And what I then recommend to all the clients that work with me is that investing in the correct TEFL is an investment in yourself. Let's use the example of a doctor. If you were feeling ill and you had a choice of going to a doctor in a hospital and paying X amount, or you had a guy sort of on the corner of the road here who charged 5 times less, who would you choose? I would like to say for myself that because it's my health, I would rather invest in something professional to really look after myself than taking the chance and saving money. And the point I'm making this evening is that the correct TEFL is a fundamental choice that you will be making. Your TEFL level 3 or level 5 is extremely important. And the reason why I say this is from personal experience. I have bought 2 TEFL certificates which turned out not to be accredited. I tried to save money, I tried to save time, and I ended up making a fundamental mistake in doing that. And this is what I urge anyone considering a TEFL at the moment. Premier TEFL, in my opinion, I have worked with them previously before my partnership. I've met the team. They do a phenomenal job in offering a high-class TEFL. And at the end of the day, you need to have faith in your certification. You need to know that once you have completed your TEFL, that you have the adequate knowledge, the adequate skills to become that online teacher. There we go. I see I do have a question here from Pepe. What platforms do you recommend for adult or business English? Now that is an absolutely phenomenal question. So this brings me to the point of, and it's a question I'm faced quite often with, is that we do have teachers who would like to become online teachers, but they don't want to teach the children or the younger ones. So you do get schools, I can name a few, Magic Ears, VIP Kid, etc., which are children-based. But there are absolutely fundamentally awesome companies out there that do offer adult teaching. You can try Preply, Cambly, Amazing Talker. So my advice to you when considering applying for a company, make sure you do your homework. Find out exactly all the ins and outs of what these are. So when considering an adult platform, you do have OutSchool, Preply, Cambly, Amazing Talker. But also remember, at the end of the day, once you have completed a TEFL certificate, you can then consider doing it privately. And I'm going to be honest with you, doing it privately and working for freelance companies, be patient. It does take a little bit of time. So research some of those companies, be patient, and see how things go. Don't give up immediately. There we go, Pepe. Thank you very, very much for the question. There we go. I'm just going through the questions. Sorry, I cannot multitask. Not very good at it. And we have a question here. If someone has experience interviewing, should they still consider to book a session with you? Now that is an incredibly interesting question. Remember, sometimes in life, when you reverse the roles, you still need as much guidance as possible. It isn't, how do I explain this? As you can see, a little bit tongue-tied. I am an expert TEFL recruitment coach, and I have a coach. Believe it or not, I do. Because remember, in life or in any journey that you take, it is never too much to learn more. Advice is one of those beautiful things that you can do. Advice is something you can take, you can brush off. And remember, you can always learn. That is the most interesting part. And I think being an online coach, TEFL coach, being a teacher myself and everything, I actually have learned more from my clients than what I could have actually passed on to them. Remember, it is always, always good to get second opinions, have a coach for yourself, listen to webinars, book sessions, because sometimes in a certain industry, myself included, being in this industry for so long gave me blinkers. I thought I knew it all. I thought I'd seen everything. I thought I had the answer to everything. But every now and then I meet a client that absolutely blows my mind. And I realize and I think to myself, wow, I actually never considered to see something that way or this way. I was only seeing it my way. So yes, if you'd possible, always book a session. Have a coach. Always open your mind to something new and something different. There we go. Thank you very much for the question. There we go. So those are a few of the questions that we've had this evening. But even after this mini webinar, you are still able to ask questions, leave a comment. You are more than welcome to. And also, I'm going to, on a closing note, just say something about a level 3 and a level 5 TEFL. Always, always consider doing a level 5. It is always, always worth your while to invest a little bit more in yourself to ensure that it will take you a little bit further. And like I say, at the end of the day, level 3 is great. Level 5 is phenomenal. So if you do have an accredited and a reputable level 3 and you do feel, hang on, I should have actually done my level 5, please feel free to contact Premier TEFL and see. They might actually be able to assist you in getting that level 5 qualification. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I would love to redo my level 5. And even though having done the 2 scam TEFLs and a level 3 TEFL, if I look back now, if I'd done the level 5 from the beginning, my journey would have been a little less hazardous, if I can put it that way, and doing the level 5. There we go. So I'm going to leave this with you. This was a sneak peek into my Power Hour coaching with Premier TEFL, and I really look forward to seeing you guys, hearing from you, and trust me, have the confidence, make that decision, become an ESL online English teacher today. Stop wasting time. It is time to move forward. The market is waiting for you. So with this, I say thank you very much for taking the time, and have a lovely, lovely evening.